Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Burning Truth.
We are live.
We're live and on Soundwave, baby. So we're here after our short leave of absence.
Short leave, but we kept the content going and they're flowing.
Yeah, you got content. We've recorded some more content, which will be released at a time
when deemed necessary.
Yeah. Recorded some more. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. People have listened, which is always a good sign.
Which I appreciate.
Feedback would be nice and appreciated on there. But now we're back here to discuss wrestling. Our first priority.
Our major priority. Our major malfunction. Not malfunction. Our major function.
So we've had Lesnar beating Mark Hunt.
Yeah, we have.
Lesnar doping.
The big dope.
In all fairness, it's been done for a drug that increases estrogen, I think it is. Which is, I think, the same thing that bodybuilders use.
Some bodybuilders, but it's supposedly meant to be something that is what you are meant to be using to... No. That's not what Lesnar's been in trouble for.
Is that Roman
That's
Reigns?
what Roman Reigns has been in trouble for.
So many drug users.
Why can I now just see a picture of Brock and Lesnar, instead of Brock and Lesnar holding that title, that WrestleMania moment, it's a box of a certain box with a certain word written on it. I'm not going to say what it is, because we're not implying anything.
Something I want to bring up straight off the bat.
Go on.
If Brock Lesnar is found guilty, and you are innocent until proven guilty, for using drugs in the Mark Hunt fight,
yep,
for performance-enhancing purposes,
yep,
and WWE doesn't suspend him,
oh dear,
what happens next?
Now, what many people don't realise is certain licenses have to be purchased for certain entertainments. Now, as much as wrestling doesn't have certain licenses, sometimes in certain areas, wrestling comes under MMA. Which means if Brock Lesnar gets into serious trouble in regards to the doping, that could mean Brock Lesnar is not allowed to wrestle in certain states.
Yeah.
Which may or may not affect WWE as much as you think. However, if a certain pay-per-view is in a certain event, come on down! Oh wait, you can't. You're banned for at least 2 or 3 years.
Brock Lesnar said in the conference after, Brock Lesnar does what Brock Lesnar wants. So, in all fairness, it won't bother Brock Lesnar.
It's not going to bother Brock Lesnar, no.
But if WWE doesn't suspend him for violating the wellness policy, because if he's violated UFC's wellness policy,
it's got to be violating WWE's. Now, straight away, that would then bring into question WWE's wellness policy.
Vince is...
Here we are, folks. We're hitting the hard subjects.
Vince is... He wasn't here while he did it, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, and you've got Roman Reigns, who's had a 30-day suspension over breaking the policy.
I suppose people could argue that Lesnar serves 30-day suspension without anybody knowing, because he's away for 90 days at a time.
Anyway, but that's not the point.
In all fairness, I don't after a suspension because he's only on a part-time contract. I'm after some sort of repercussions.
There needs to be a repercussion in some case.
Or otherwise, you send out the wrong message, don't you?
Straight away, that sends out the wrong message because straight away it says, why is Roman Reigns been punished and Brock hasn't? Why has this not happened and that not happened? Why does one rule fit one person but not the other?
Is Vince scared of pissing off Brock Lesnar?
Possibly.
Because if he finds Brock Lesnar, will Brock just laugh and walk away?
And say, I'm turning up for Raw and I'll be wrestling who I want to wrestle?
No, it wouldn't even be that. Will he just walk away from his contract again?
Potentially, can do. He's done it before.
It leaves a lot of unanswered questions. And if they don't fine him or suspend him or something...
have some repercussion...
Yeah, because dropping someone down to the 8th draft pick on Raw is not a repercussion.
No. It's not.
Because he was going to be the #1 pick for SmackDown, wasn't he, in the original plans?
Possibly rumoured. It's only rumoured, though.
And now he's the #8 draft pick for Raw.
For Raw?
You can go from the B show to the A show.
Which one do you want to be on? I'll take the drugs and go on to the A show. Although it's not drugs, it's still bad, it's still dope, and it's still... If you're going to go into a sport and say, oh, I'm going to do it for the love, proper, straight away you have diminished what you have aimed to try.
Is it the same thing that John Bad Bones Jones has been done for?
It's supposedly the same substance. Supposedly.
Right. Which is a 2-year ban under USADA
3.
rules, isn't it?
3.
I thought it was 2.
I think it's a 3-year. Because if I'm not mistaken, Frank Mir's got one almost just as like it, and he's actually now requesting for his contract with the UFC to be rescinded because he can't work for that many years, and he's now thinking, great, I can't work. The last fight I had, I lost, and my money flow's just come to a screeching halt because I've been caught being a naughty boy, and now I cannot provide for my family.
It's a hard subject to talk about without knowing all the facts, which is why we can only just sort of scrape the surface.
Scrape the surface, speculating everything. That's why, if you notice, I haven't confirmed it was the same substance as Bones Jones. It's possibly the same substance. And the funny thing about it is, this is what...
Another repercussion that might happen from the UFC to Lesnar, if he is found guilty, they might try to get most of the appearance money, which was rumoured to be $6 million, which is actually more than the rest of the card got paid.
Ouch.
Put together. Do you know how much Nunes got paid to fight Miesha Tate?
No. What?
$100,000. Do you know how much Miesha Tate got paid?
What?
$500,000. Do you know how much Brock Lesnar got paid? Just on an appearance. Which was $6 million. And then he got $25,000 from Reebok. Because
he had the Reebok deal.
He gained a cut of the pay-per-view purchase.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he was also not hailed from the USA.
From Canada.
He got dubbed as from Canada. Now, Brock's actually been interviewed about that, and he just says it's nothing personal, it's nothing saying I don't believe in America because I was born there and everything, that's fine. But I'm just supporting where I currently live, which is in Canada.
Well, in all fairness, that's only the same as a wrestler being hailed, like Chris Jericho being hailed from, is it Miami? Where's he based now?
Wherever he thinks he can get stardom.
But he was,
drink it in, man.
But
drink it in.
He had a period where he wasn't based from Winnipeg, Ontario, Canada.
Maybe that's because he called the fan an idiot.
I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot!
Not Toronto. I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot.
But he had a period where he went being addressed from some parts of the United States.
Yeah. Which is different. They're not exactly saying that.
It's like Kofi.
I have no idea what you're on about.
2009 was my best year, man.
He was always from Garney. He was always from there. But the point being is, that's not the hard-hitting question where he's being built from.
I just find it amazing that the UFC is seen as this juggernaut, and yet some of the talents aren't getting reciprocated or paid enough.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, Jose Aldo was rumoured to only get $200,000 for that fight.
Mm-hmm.
$200,000. In all fairness, if I was going to go, who faced Mark Hunt? I think Mark Hunt got about $350,000. If if I was going to face Brock Lesnar, I'd want 10 million in life
And
insurance.
supposedly, and from the backlash of the doping, Mark Hunt is now saying, even though he's dumped up and won the fight, he still hits like a bitch. Yeah, Mark Hunt. That, as much as I can turn around and say,
In all fairness, Lesnar had nothing but compliments from Mark Hunt after the fight.
yeah, he did, but
Like the only thing that I found funny was I hit that coconut of a head. That was the only insult that came out. Was he's got a coconut for a head.
but then again, he's got a hard head.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: he's saying he's hitting him hard, right? And this, you know, and the funny thing, the stupid thing about it is, the second the doping's come out, slander this, slander that. It's like, okay, now, okay, it's been confirmed from the second test that he's done it. Now,
but the 5 tests before show he was clean.
so no, there was a there's a pre-fight one that's caught him, and one after it.
I know, but he was having tests up to the fight as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And
now,
5 of them were showing him as clean.
a lot of them were shown. Some of them were shown as clean. Now the question is that needs to be sort of figured out. Has he taken that willingly, or has he had a product that doesn't state on it, which in some cases does actually happen?
Because it could be one of his shakes or something.
It could be a very, very rare occurrence that he decided to use a different product because his usual product isn't in. He's used it, and then all of a sudden he's been caught with something in his system. Very rare that happens, but it has happened. It has happened, which, regardless of it, this is still going to be a tough battle for Lesnar to come out clean. If you understand what I mean.
In all fairness, I don't think he cares if he comes out clean or not. He's happily got more than enough money to retire.
He has. But then, straight away, again, this will have backlashes for the companies that are involved in. If he just goes, I don't care, I'll do what I want. Now, regardless of it, like you said, there needs to be some form of punishment. Now, if a punishment isn't handed out, Brock's going to be thinking, I can do what I want. I'm the biggest star in the industry.
He's the biggest fight star.
Biggest fighting star in the world. You can't touch me. Now, one thing that everyone should know in wrestling or in most businesses, no one person is bigger than the industry as a whole.
In all fairness, I can see him losing to Randy Orton now at SummerSlam.
Potentially.
Which is a damn shame.
Potentially can happen.
But we'll move on from that. We'll come back to it, no doubt, because over the next weeks and months it's going to...
Because you've got the subject of Randy Orton versus...
Yeah, and it'll take the forefront. It'll be interesting to see if Randy cuts a promo on it.
There's supposedly going to be no promos or build up to it.
Well, he returns at Battleground.
He returns at Battleground,
tomorrow.
But he'll speak about it. But supposedly they're not going to be facing each other face to face. Originally, Brock Lesnar was scheduled to appear at the
last Raw before SummerSlam, probably.
No, he was originally scheduled to appear on the live version of SmackDown for the draft, but he decided against it and thought, oh no, we'll save it for the pay-per-view.
What I want to talk about is someone put Bayley in the corner.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Who put Bayley in the corner? You do not put Bayley in the corner. I'm disappointed.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
They had
one job.
One fucking job. They put Nia Jax up before Bayley. And no offense, I love Alexa Bliss, I love Kamala. But both of them up before Bayley and Asuka.
Straight away, as much as I agree with you, and the fact that the people who you want to go up are very hardworking in NXT and everything, phenomenal and everything. However, you've got to take into account the reason why they haven't pulled them up is because straight away, that's like just raiding NXT just for the talent and going, oh, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Would you rather have Finnish talent or green talent?
I can sort of agree with you, but that's not what they're thinking. They're looking at NXT as like a third show,
Okay,
right?
well,
Which it is. It's a high valued product that is filling arenas just as much as Raw and SmackDown while WWE are there. And this is where the dynamic comes into. If they just literally just went Finn Balor, Bayley, Asuka, Shinsuke Nakamura, and just ripped the talent through, any of the guys that weren't picked have then got to step up to be the main event players in NXT.
sink or swim.
Could you see Mojo Rollins, NXT Heavyweight Champion?
Can you see him having a valued part on SmackDown?
I can see him winning his craft on SmackDown,
Can you?
potentially as a tag team.
I can see him being future endeavoured in the next 18 months.
I can see him tagging with Mr. Woo 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 as the Hart brother.
No, most of the draft I can deal with. Can quite happily deal with most of the draft. I just can't deal with Bayley not being drafted. You cannot send round pictures of a hugger section. You can't hype the curtain call, which was done at NXT Live event, with Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Reddy Willing and Gable, the American Alpha, and Bayley, and then only call 3/5 of it up.
They can't, but if you notice, there was an interview with it where they stated regardless.
How pissed off must you be if you're Bayley?
Supposedly they aren't done finishing with the call-ups with NXT.
No, but how pissed off are you if you've been left behind and 3 people who are considerably not as good of a worker as you are have been called up before you?
Okay, that's fine. I can see on that point.
Even Marie has been called up before Bayley.
She was there before.
But she's been recalled.
But she was...
It's a bit like recalling a car and sending it back out and going, yeah, that's fine. Well, it obviously isn't fine if you have to send it back.
It's just been on time. Well, Nia Jax is there to cover it.
See you in 2 years. On Raw? Nia Jax on Raw?
Yep.
Why? Main champion's a heel.
They might be going for something different.
The second best heel is injured. He wasn't drafted.
Alright.
Dana Brooke is a work in progress.
Yeah.
Natalya? Where's Natalya gone? SmackDown. They did a lot of things wrong with the draft.
With Becky Lynch.
They've done a lot of things wrong with that draft.
What do you think they've done wrong and what do you think they've done right?
Well, the show's unbalanced at the moment. Both shows have got a decent main event.
Yeah.
Raw has got an overstacked mid card, which you're hardly going to see
and
half the people. So the upper mid card and the mid card is overpacked with talent, whereas SmackDown is full of jobbers.
Not all of them are jobbers.
It's got a decent main event. Got 2 upper level on there. The Miz being a good upper level.
But this is where they're gonna most likely.
At this moment in time, do you believe Mojo Rawley can compete with John Cena?
No.
Zack Ryder?
Against Zack Ryder. Or
John Cena against Zack Ryder.
Cena.
Yeah, because in all fairness, Zack Ryder is nothing more than a miracle. They are treating him like a miracle.
Right, yeah. That's fine. But here's the thing. Cena is going to be feuding with AJ.
Up until SummerSlam.
Yes.
And then what?
We'll see. They might have some more developed.
Who does it go on to?
They'll have some more developed people.
Dean Ambrose? Who does Dean Ambrose feud with once Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are done with?
They'll have a plan.
Does it go back to break?
Possibly. There's a possibility there.
There's 4 main event guys, and there's a bunch of lower mid card and
But
undercard.
this is the thing. This is where they're going to be developing talent. They're going to be pushing forward. They're going to be creating stars more.
Why not send Aries up to SmackDown? Austin Aries would have been a brilliant mid upper card character.
They may do later on. This isn't, just because it says only 6 wrestlers from NXT are going up for the draft, they're not exactly saying that's it for them. Because take into account Sasha has got a potential mystery partner at the next event. Who could it be?
She's been saying it isn't Bayley.
They could be saying it isn't Bayley, but have you known people to say, it's not this, it's not this? Oh, wait, it is. Oh, we know, they kind of putting a Mexican mask wrestler mask on it and saying, it's not Bayley, it's Halili. That's one thing.
Have you been listening to Vince Russo again?
No.
No?
No. I'm just using this as an example. This is WWE. This is not me. Come on, just take into account that they were at one point considering when John Cena got fired, having him coming down in a Mexican wrestler as Juan Cena.
Joanne Cena.
Juan Cena. Juan. Straight away, just screams so many levels of wrongness. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Straight away. They didn't do it, but by some surprise, which I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad.
But no, it'll be an interesting thing to see how it develops. For all the build-up, I think they've taken a big step backwards with SmackDown.
It might not be the case because here's the funny thing. When they first did the draft years ago, when they first did it, they said the same thing. And what ended up happening? SmackDown ended up overtaking Raw in ratings.
I know, but SmackDown at that point had Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Undertaker.
Who at the time weren't considered main eventers. They weren't considered main eventers. They were they were mid-carders. They weren't main eventers.
Chris Benoit had matches with Triple H constantly and the upper mid-card.
But they weren't considered main eventers at the time.
It'll be tough. Like, they've got Randy Orton. Randy Orton can work a decent schedule and he'll put people over.
There you go, another main eventer. So it isn't 4, it's 5. There's more. There's potentially Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton.
I'm just struggling to see what the mid card will swing at us.
We'll see how it goes. That's the best thing.
I'm not bothered about the main event. The main event looks half decent. The tag division is a little bit non-existent on SmackDown.
They'll build it. They'll work it.
It needs a lot of work.
They'll sort that out. Don't worry. It'll get done. Before we know, they could, SmackDown could start building up its mid card by bringing in Heath Slater, baby, who shockingly wasn't drafted.
Is that a storyline? Or did someone forget? There's someone treat Heath Slater like JTG.
Oh, no. The funny thing about it is, they're actually showing video footage of him. And it's like, did anybody forget me? Did they forget me? Hello! Let's go. Oh, just great!
I'm still here.
I ain't drafted. And he's supposedly now trying to send messages to Evolve to get a contract with them.
In all fairness, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Just for a little bit, so he can build himself up, repackage himself. And then...
Oh, no, but they're doing that with video footage from WWE, supposedly, I think.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't mind seeing him do some work with Evolve. He could potentially work a match with Johnny Gargano down there before because Gargano's just signed a full-time NXT contract.
Yep.
So Jerry has signed a full-time WWE contract for the Cruiserweight division.
Yep.
Do you think WWE will pull off one of the greatest independent signings yet from a British wrestling standpoint?
Oh, are you on about a certain Will Ospreay?
No.
Who?
Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. Well, supposedly, all people from the CWC have been handed contracts for WWE. And rumour has it they've signed. Now, the question is,
I know Kyoto Ibushi.
Ibushi.
Yeah, is signed.
Yeah.
I know he's signed.
It's rumoured that he's signed.
It's close enough to being official that he has signed.
But it's not. But we're not stating it as official, just to make that clear.
It's close enough.
It's close enough to talk.
And to Jerry is close enough to talk.
But with Tajiri, he's got a lot of experience.
Would you have seen some more vignettes of him and Regal?
Have you not seen the vignette of him walking into the training school?
Yes.
It's gold! It's gold!
Would you love to see some vignettes on NXT with Tajiri and Regal?
Yes.
What do you think about the shake-ups in the announce teams?
Interesting.
So, on Raw, Byron Saxton, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. I've got one sad point.
I know.
Will he run down to NXT just for the one move? Sorry, guys, because you can't do it, Cole. What is it?
Who's doing NXT? Is Tom Phillips still doing NXT?
I think Tom Phillips is still. You can't say the word, Tom Phillips.
If you're going to do it right, Phillips. Well, they just need the recording dust to play over the top of everyone, don't they? For just that one moment.
Click.
It's coming. Wait there, man, folks.
We're prepared.
Beep. Kinshasa. I'm happy for Greaves. I think it's a great chance. One of the best up-and-coming announcers WWE has produced.
But have you also noticed who...
He's a Triple H guy, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. But have you also noticed who's now off the tables?
I know Jerry Lawler's gone on to the pre-shows with Booker T. Lita has permanently gone onto the tables now because she was producing backstage.
Yeah.
But she's gone to the tables with...
It's showing that she's working hard and also she's got a bit of a nice insight.
Yeah.
As well.
Renee Young staying on the previews.
Of course.
SmackDown has got JBL.
Yeah.
Who else on SmackDown?
Morello.
Ronaldo and someone else. Is it Tom Phillips? I think it might be Tom Phillips, in all fairness.
No. No idea. I can't remember.
We get Wrestling God back on his proper home.
We're getting Wrestling God on his proper home, but please, for God's sake, return to your old ways.
In all fairness, I'm a little bit disappointed with the GMs. I'm happy to see Brian back. Yes,
I'm happy to see Brian back. Mr. Yes.
But it isn't.
It works.
It isn't the year 2000s.
It works.
No,
but
I'm on about Raw. It isn't the year 2000s.
Wait, I was about to say.
I do not want to see a flannel broken down Mick Foley trying to get down to the ring in 10 minutes. It takes long enough for the Undertaker to make an entrance. Could you imagine if both of them have to make an entrance during the same show? You've lost 20 minutes due to entrances.
They have a 3-hour show.
20 minutes on 2
3-hour show.
20 minutes on 2 entrances. They could have a women's tag match in that 20 minutes.
Only one?
All I'm saying is that there would have been better choices, better suited to Stephanie. Like, why has Stephanie chose Mick?
I'm trying to think that one myself. That's what's throwing me off. I was quite surprised by that choice. I was like, Mick's back! But then I just paused and just went, one of them's going to have to turn into an asshole.
Well, Stephanie's a proven arsehole on, like,
Stephanie is.
On air.
But there's no...
Why bring him in to go against him? You could have chose anyone. It would have made more sense for Eric Bischoff.
No.
No? Don't you think?
No, they won't be bringing them back.
Could you? Why?
He's doing his other projects.
But I'm just talking of people you could have brought back. Eric Bischoff would have made sense.
Bischoff may have seen some sense. Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
The coach would have even made a bit of sense.
Oh yeah, back and forth.
But
So sorry, I was just breaking into coach.
Shawn Michaels would have made more sense than Mick Foley.
That's if he got off his hunting range.
Could you imagine? I got the Game Maker phone call. You bring Brian out first. Who's the one person that's just gonna twist a little bit of Brian?
Oh.
You know, yes, you got Brian. We got Brian's teacher.
We've got the guy who helped him on his career.
Yeah.
The guy who is the, showstopper. Mr. Main Eventer. Mr. WrestleMania. What am I talking about the game?
But no, that would have made more sense with Triple H.
I'm surprised he didn't even pick Triple H himself.
Triple H, I think, is going to do a bit of NXT. Still working with NXT to build up.
No, but still, I expect it to definitely go, my husband.
And in all fairness, if it was Shawn Michaels, you've got a baby face, but it's someone that Stephanie can kind of relate to because of the background.
With Shawn, the last time Shawn was on the screen, he was showing some heel traits.
Yeah.
With Daniel Bryan, which I think would work.
Yeah.
It would work, even though he's already done it already. Another person who I think would have been quite well on Raw, however, that would have freed up his duties on NXT.
Regal.
He can play a villain.
Yeah, you can. In all fairness, there's more qualified people than Mick Foley. I'm happy seeing Mick back, but I'm afraid he'll overstay his welcome.
I don't think he'll overstay his welcome because the point here right now is you've now got the hard choice right now of dealing with the fact that he's a face. Now, they're either going to have to do one or two things. Either it's going to be constantly Stephanie McMahon overruling Mick Foley, and Foley's just saying, why the hell are you having me here? I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. And then Vince has to step in saying, oh, you need a replacement, I'm giving you this guy. Or Foley has got to turn.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Do apologise about the short bleep there, folks.
That was because we just sent out the message that we are live. Somebody on Twitter has actually liked the tweet.
Well, that's good news.
Which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's at AndyJ791.
Well,
Thanks very much. Thank you very much for that.
But no, it'll be an interesting one. As I say, it confused me when Mick Foley came out. Is this going to work his way in for his daughter to get an NXT contract?
No.
Because Mick Foley's got a WWE Network show coming up soon.
There'll be free advertisement for that. Holy Foley. Right here on the WWE Network.
So
for just $9.
Would Steve Austin have done the job?
Not sure. Could you see Austin taking orders from Steph?
Well, Stephanie was doing what's best for business. Who's going to out-pop Daniel Bryan, in all honesty? I can only think of a few names. One of them too busy filming Fast 8 and whatever
As the Iceman cometh.
Yeah, and the other one is sitting on the ranch.
Drinking beer and brewing his own beer. God, I wish I was that man.
In all fairness, Sting might have been a decent choice. For SmackDown, not for Raw. If Bryan had said no.
I can see Bryan saying no.
Does that mean Brie will come back and wrestle?
No.
Or she's too busy making babies?
Too busy making babies. No, I'm not just kidding. I'm just kidding. Possibly. However, speaking of the Breeze, I believe the Breeze sister has just had some good news.
Yeah, Nikki's been cleared to start training. Rumour mill is saying that she could be Sasha's mystery partner, and if she comes back that quickly, she is really Mrs. John Cena. Cleared back in 6 days.
Claire!
Aussie's nose come out with a towel, he'd never give up.
Well, I'm back, bitches. I'm back, bitches.
I wonder what new finisher is. Because Daniel Bryan's worked on a new finisher with her. Because the rack attack was hurting the neck too much.
Yeah, because, well, I actually know fundamentals of that move.
And the vertebrae.
It does, because a lot of people don't realise.
Because it's a sudden stop.
It's not just a sudden stop. You're dropping down to your knees, and everyone thinks, oh, wouldn't that hit the person's back? Yes, it would, but take into account the person who's dropping to their knees has got their knees taking the force, and then a full weight.
What brand does Nikki go to when she comes back?
Ooh, I can see that being Raw.
Really?
Really?
How much one bet?
I can see that being Raw.
I can see John Cena bringing out the. It'll be like that, like Vince.
Vince?
Luke, sales, Vince, sales. Nikki this way.
Sales go up.
If I'm happy, sales up. If I'm unhappy,
sales down. I may make less appearances to other shows.
It's supposedly on a reduced schedule at the moment.
Yes.
Don't do as many house shows.
Oh, speaking of house shows, have you heard who's returned? A certain member, a former member of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Roman Reigns returned last night.
Yes.
Can I go for a sort of return that has been agreed, but you might not be as excited as I am?
Go on.
Think back 2007 and 8 when Edge had the world title, feuding SmackDown. He had the Edgeheads. Well, I guess who's just signed back? Zack Ryder's old partner.
Kate Hawkins.
Has just signed a WWE contract.
I'm interested in that. No.
Because he hasn't badmouthed the company when he left.
No, he hasn't.
He had nothing but good things to say about it.
And in all fairness, very good worker.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of his work he's been doing on the independents? That he's been doing. He even wrestled in TNA. Won some tag team titles. In TNA. He arrived with Jeff Jarrett for Global Force Wrestling, won some tag team titles, ended the feud, and left without any damage from TNA.
Right, take titles, leave. No, he's supposedly signed a contract to come back. Could be interesting to see if he joins up with the Hype Bros.
Or if he gets involved in NXT.
Yeah.
Either way, Kurt Hawkins, I do see as a good hand. It is a good hand.
Yeah. Well, if you look at NXT, there's still some great talent in NXT.
Yeah, we're still looking at good talent.
Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Austin Aries, Eric Young.
No, not officially signed.
Who?
Eric Young.
He will be soon, I think.
He wasn't officially signed. It was more of a one-off appearance, which I thought was quite strange.
Well, Johnny Gargano's just signed, and I think Tassimo Ciampa's signed as well.
Ciampa.
Yeah.
Tassimo, yeah. Definitely, I can agree with that. Talents in their own right.
And then after, if you get people like Zack Sabre Jr. committed, and
however, rumour with that is if they are going to be doing that, they're getting frontlined.
Straight to Raw.
Straight to Raw for the Cruiserweight division.
I can't see how you put all 16 of them straight in.
I'm not saying they're putting all 16 in, because they've already got wrestlers on there that are within the weight.
Is Sin Cara gone to Raw? Or did Kalisto go to Raw?
I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. The way, as much as I can turn around and say, oh, I remember every single draft pick. There's no way. There's too many.
No, there's some great talent on display for the Cruiserweight division. In all fairness, I'd like to see SmackDown bring in a TV title. Like, as their unique title.
Rumour has it that the CWC, the winner may not actually get a trophy.
No, they'll get the belt.
They might get a Cruiserweight Championship.
No, but I'd like to see SmackDown get its own frontline title, like a TV title that makes it unique, and then that way you can build up the stars
Yeah,
in the undercard.
well, that all depends on what happens main event wise.
But we'll see what goes on there. Battleground.
Plenty to talk about there.
Probably because we're a little bit pushed for time, maybe.
I'd say we've got plenty of time. We need to talk about it because this is something that we always do. Are you trying to get out of it?
No, I could quite happily run through my predictions. I'm just conscious that you take about 5 minutes to justify your pick when I can do mine in 1 minute.
Really?
Really?
Right. Let's get on with it then. Shall we?
Yeah.
Straight off the bat, we have a pre-show match. I would know what my pick is straight away.
Go on.
I know what your pick will be straight away.
Go on.
We've got Breezango
Against the Golden Truth.
versus the Usos.
Breezango.
Usos. Next, this is in no special order.
Go on then.
Sasha Banks and the unknown person versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
Sasha.
Sasha's team.
Yeah.
Because they need to set up Sasha to look strong.
Yeah.
However, what I did find ridiculous that they had this match on SmackDown just without the extra mystery person. I thought to myself, why do a handicap match?
It was Sasha and Finger on it. Becky. No, that was on Raw, wasn't it?
No, they did it on SmackDown. They had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke in a handicap match.
Right.
And straight away, it's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, are you ready for the next match?
Yeah.
And I quote this one, and this is what I think it's a bit of a slap in the face. Not for the tag team titles.
Go on.
6-man tag team match. The Wyatt family.
Well, they've split the Wyatts up, haven't they?
Yeah. Versus New Day.
Why have they split Braun Strowman away from Rowan and Bray? Just quickly. Why would you split the greenest person and put him on the show that's got 3 hours?
No idea. However, I think they're wanting to possibly make him go quiet and possibly repackage him. I think they're going to repackage him. With him being away from the Wyatt family, they're going to make some storyline where he wasn't really a creation of the Wyatt family. He wasn't one of their brothers. They kidnapped him and brainwashed him. Bull crap.
And then where does Luke Harper go?
Answer the question. No idea, because he's actually injured, isn't he?
Yeah. Should be back about September, October time, rumoured.
Possibly, but we'll see for that. I pick
New Day.
New Day.
It makes no sense for the Wyatts split up for the Wyatts to win that match.
And you need the New Day looking strong.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been looking as strong lately against the Wyatts.
I can also see Bray Wyatt hitting Sister Abigail to Strowman.
I can. To signal the done.
Yeah.
Probably have him as Luke Link or something. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Are you ready for the next one? And can I go first for the next 2 picks?
Yeah.
Alright. Rusev versus Zack Ryder for the United States Championship. Rusev.
Do you want to go and SmackDown with change? If so, Ryder wins. If not, Rusev will retain. Rusev hasn't had the belt long, so I'll go with Rusev with a view to a rematch at SummerSlam.
However, Rusev's on Raw and Zack Ryder's on SmackDown.
Is Darren Young on Raw?
Darren Young is on Raw.
Zack Ryder.
You think?
Yeah.
Nope, Rusev. I've picked Rusev. Next match for the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz versus Darren Young. I picked The Miz.
Darren Young.
Ooh. So you think Bob Backlund will make Darren Young great again?
I think we're going to swap the championships over on the brands.
Really?
Yeah. I think that they wanted the people that they've got on them brands, but they wanted the titles on the other brands.
Right.
So to swap them over, you have Ryder win the US title, Darren Young win the Intercontinental. Darren Young can lose the Intercontinental title to Rusev at a later pay-per-view.
Nah. I can only see Rusev winning and Miz winning because Zack Ryder will get more angry saying, why can't I win? I feel down, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody comes out from nowhere to saying, why aren't you hype?
No.
And then the creation of the Hype Bros on SmackDown.
In all fairness, I can see a couple of quick title changes, like 2 or 3 title changes just to shape the division back up. So I can see Darren Young winning the Intercontinental title for shock and awe, which will then need Zack Ryder to win the other one. The belts swap over to brands, because WWE Network, anything could happen.
Yep.
Then on Raw the next night, Darren Young loses it to Rusev.
Right.
SmackDown, The Miz gets it back off Zack Ryder
Beats
for the
US.
second time this year.
Nah. Nope. No. Rusev, Miz, keeping championships. Becky Lynch versus Natalya.
Becky needs a win.
Becky. She definitely needs to win. However, Becky Lynch and Natalya seem to be following a certain pattern with another feud, which I'll cover later.
Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin?
Nope. I'll come to it in a bit. Next match, another 6-man tag team match.
This is John Cena.
John Cena, Enzo, and Big Cass versus The Club.
I can see Cena and Enzo and Cass winning. Then I can see the Club turning on AJ, with Finn Balor coming out and aligning with the Club.
I can see that. I'm going to go with the Club.
In all fairness, I've got a lot of hope for Battleground. I'm probably going to end up more disappointed than a night out with Pamela Anderson.
I'm going to go with the Club. And can you remember me saying earlier about Becky Lynch and Natalya? Here's the other one that's similar to it. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I know what you're thinking.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Owens has won like quite a few of the battles.
Yeah, he has. But do you know why I stated earlier why the Sami versus Owens seems very similar to Becky Lynch versus Natalya? Kevin Owens walks down
They're
the
both
ring.
on different brands as well.
No, wait. Kevin Owens comes walking down the ramp. Who comes flying down the ramp to attack Owens? Zayn. Natalya walking down the ramp. Who comes flying out? Exactly the same. Becky Lynch. They have a pull apart, they have more scrapping, more pull apart, and then, he did me, he did this, he did that. Listen, writers, WWE writers, I understand some feuds can be similar, or you can, give it a month apart to do the same thing as, someone else. But when you are doing the exact same thing with wrestlers that are happening at the same time, think with your head.
No, I think that'll be interesting.
And shall we get to the main event?
Yeah,
Ambrose. But anyway, we'll announce. Actually, no. I'm going to go for a different thing. I'm going to predict something out of the blue.
Go on.
And even if Dean Ambrose wins, it doesn't count as a victory for me.
Go on.
I'm expecting a double pin here.
You mean both of them pin Reigns at the same time?
I'm expecting Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins pin Roman Reigns at the same time, which will bring discrepancy.
Or a double pin on each other where they're just like that.
Something along them lines. I'm going with it.
There's going to have to be a second world title, isn't there? So
Yeah. You didn't think of that, did you?
I still think Ambrose will win. I just think.
I think Ambrose will leave with the WWE
I
Championship.
just think Stephanie will treat Rollins like Bischoff treated Triple H in 2002.
Yeah, I agree
You're
with
my
that.
champion.
I agree with that.
You're my number one draft pick. You are the champion.
You're my number one pick. Here's title. You move on. What comes out? Killed.
The number 8 draft pick comes out. And it's ironic how he fought the number 8 in the world in UFC. And now he was number 8 in the Raw draft.
Raw draft pick. And did you notice how Paul Heyman wasn't linked with him? A bit like how when they said, and coming with Rusev, Lana. But with Brock Lesnar, it was just Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar isn't Brock Lesnar without. My name is Paul Heyman.
Which I need to get onto a funny subject after for you. It's quite interesting. Which we've actually highlighted on our social media. But anyway, we've got Battlegrounds covered. So straight away there, I think there's going to be some highs and some lows.
If Battlegrounds isn't the start, this could be the start of a good brand rivalry. If Battleground doesn't
set the bar,
they're fucked.
Pretty much.
As they've wasted a good attempt to get it gone right.
That they have. Anyway, let's move on to one quick thing, which I believe would be Paul Heyman in Britain.
Let's move on to a funny subject. Paul Heyman.
And I kid you not, have you seen the video?
No.
Have you not? How he's in front of a crowd and he literally just says, just before we start, I just want to get something out the way. Will Ospreay come to the stage? He basically states to Will Ospreay how much he admires him, how much he appreciates his hard work, and how much he thinks he is a superstar. Which then you hear a member of the crowd saying, it's not all about him. Which you then hear Paul Heyman turn around and says, yes, I know, but I'm also a fan of you, Marty Scurll. Straight away. Carrying on. He then goes on to state how much he is a fan of Will Ospreay and that he has a right-hand man on the American scene.
Yeah.
Who is a booker for an American company, Evolve. I believe the name is Gabe Spolowski. Spolowski. I do apologise if I butchered your surname, Gabe. Gabe, I do apologise. Straight away, and he says, you need to get this guy. You need this guy. And you're thinking, is he going to contact Will Ospreay? Is he going to do something? Oh, he does one step better. He only goes ahead and hands Paul Heyman to pass on something to Will Ospreay. A contract to wrestle at Evolve. Which supposedly Will Ospreay has signed. And the contract does not affect any of his British states. Does not affect any of his New Japan dates. Absolute none whatsoever. They even want him wrestling there.
Well, it helps his brand, doesn't it? If you give him the Evolve World title, well, the Evolve Heavyweight title, mind you, Drew Galloway's already made that world title.
Straight away there.
Can you see Drew Galloway making a return to WWE?
No.
I can. He didn't badmouth the company on his way out either.
When he badmouthed them at Evolve.
Scripted promo. They would not have let that happen with the deal they've got with WWE.
Okay. I'll give that possibly. However, I don't think yet. Not yet.
I can see in 6 or 8 because he's more rounded now than he has been, and he's more popular now as well. He's one of the few people that TNA haven't fucked up.
Not yet. Give it time. Give it time. Anyway, back onto Paul Heyman. He then goes on to passing the contract. He quickly puts it into himself. He's in shock. He goes, "Don't sign it yet. Don't do it now. Think about it. Blah blah blah." And then let's Will Ospreay go off stage. And he goes, "Yes, blah blah blah. I understand that. Oh, however, I will be coming back here very soon because I have something I need to deal with. Marty Skirtle, you're next." Which straight away there, what's that indicating?
There's some good British talent. My only worry is if you take all the good British talent away too quick.
What are we getting left with? That's the same thing with the whole NXT thing. That's what they need to be careful of.
NXT has got a whole pool it can pick from. Where NXT is basically like the pre-WWE feeder. So anyone. I'll put this in a way you understand. You're into Pokemon Go at the moment, aren't you?
Go on.
So think of having all these Pokeballs and you can go out and catch whatever Pokemon you want. That is NXT. It can go out and it can catch what it wants.
Catch!
It has unlimited Pokeballs. It can go out and catch them all, just have as many goes as it wants at making it a contract offer.
Here you go.
The British wrestling scene is stuck trying to find the next rarity. Whereas it's got plenty of Rattatas and Pidgeys, but it hasn't got plenty of Snorlaxes, Aerodactyls, Omnimites.
I would disagree with you on that one because there's plenty of talent from the British scene that we've currently got.
There's plenty there, but if you take all that away...
I know what you're saying straight away, but...
So, Marty Skirtle goes, Will Ospreay goes, signs a proper WWE contract, both of them go and sign contracts.
But yes, they are free to wrestle in Britain.
What, if they sign WWE contracts? Not to sign WWE contracts.
Well, they're not signing...
Not yet. But would Paul Heyman give someone an Evolve contract without the blessing of Vince McMahon?
A WWN contract.
I know, but would Vince McMahon let Paul Heyman do that without his blessing?
Possibly.
So, and because Evolve is in a similar situation to what ECW was back in the day, Vince could be a...
Getting more talent?
Yeah.
Money. Yeah.
If Britain starts losing all its major assets to America, Grado's gone over there. You don't see much of Grado on the UK scene as you used to.
He's still making appearances.
Not as much, though.
If I'm not mistaken, he's going to WCPW.
I know, but he isn't making as many as he used to because of his contract obligations with TNA.
TNA, if that's fair
Drew Galloway doesn't make as many because of his contract obligations.
He's making quite a few wrestling for RCW, though, still, which is quite a lot.
And then after, you've got Zack Sabre Jr., who spends more time.
But then again, he's always been over there. He's always been in either Japan, Germany. He's been all over the world.
I know, but if we start sending our top stars overseas,
I know,
we're stuck on a rebuilding process. It's back to the point of we are not equipped to build the stars like America is built to build the stars.
It seems like I can see what you're thinking. In your mind, it's WBA looking around, just going, "We are the top juggernauts. I'm going to look here, here, and here. Throw out my contracts."
It's like we're being asset stripped.
Some could see it that way, but the difference is certain wrestlers, it's their choice if they want to go.
Oh, I know it's their choice. But I do feel like we are being asset stripped because we don't compete wages-wise. We don't fill out 18,000-seat stadiums every week.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't publicised as much.
Certain companies are hoping to change that.
So, hoping. You know.
But this is the thing. Some could turn around and say, "Oh, well,
I hope to win the lottery every week." I don't.
The reason why at times with British wrestling, it hasn't got as far as it has. Straight away, if the company is going to try and rise up to battle WWE, then technically that company has got to be the voice of British wrestling, which means all other companies got to agree to appoint that one company. You are us. You are representing Britain. You are representing British wrestling. And the thing is, no matter what, any company is not going to say, "Oh, we want you to be over their own company."
No, which is why they should do like a multinational territory to begin with. Everyone gets a little bit cut of the pie.
Even so, still, there's always people who are more greedy, and that's why they don't share.
The NWA had its territories.
A person who brought this conversation up is I've actually met in person. He's actually a good laugh. You'll probably see him on Wrestle Talk TV. You know who I'm on about?
Yeah.
Straight away, Shane.
Hmm.
Straight away, just look him up.
In all fairness, you had the National Wrestling Alliance in America in the 80s, didn't you? The 70s, the 80s.
That we did.
Now, why can't you have like the British version of the NWA? They're still competing, but they're also in the best interest of trying to gauge the wrestling as well. Yes, you can compete for attendance, but you share the promotion duties and everything like that.
Well, Alex Shane, who I was referring to earlier, Alex Shane is the full name, just to point that out. And here's the thing. Alex Shane pointed this out, stating that they tried to create the BWC, like a
British wrestling community.
Yeah, which it was, which it's got like its own school as such, and they kept building it up, and this is where they come up with the Wrestle Talk TV, who then sort of.
There's groundwork from each shows that are there that they could use.
I agree.
So, like, PCW has got, like, its own version of the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yes. Yeah.
ICW has got access to the Hydra.
Yes.
Which could be like your pay-per-view events.
But regardless of it,
NGW is your national touring brand, which goes around, which has already got the stuff there. The links with Wrestle Talk. It's already used to recording weekly programming.
Yes. Regardless of it, as much as anybody can turn around and say, "Oh, we've got this, we've got that," it's no one company is going to turn around and saying, "Right, we're banding together, we're all going to take a piece of the pie." One company will say, "No, I want more of that pie because I'm worth more." You're guaranteed, and this is where Alex Shane has pointed out, no one company will actually sit around and say that their company is less or not better than another or should have more. There's always going to be arguments. And straight away there, at the moment in time...
It doesn't need all the wrestling companies to come together. It needs the big 4 or 5 to come together.
But even so, at the moment in time, as much as they may be agreeing with some of the talent, they're still going to be trying to outdo each other. So straight away, another company who I can mention right now, even though we mentioned some big names, RPW, Rev Pro Wrestling. Do they not get a cut of the pie?
I said the big 4 or 5. I only mentioned 3 companies. Because them 3 companies have each got a piece of the puzzle which is useful. If you've got 5, 6 companies and all of them can add to the puzzle, then...
I can agree with you on that. I can sort of agree with you. It's just a little bit difficult.
Like, you need your other companies so they start being the superstars up.
True, but not all current bookers agree with each other. Not all companies are friendly with each other. A lot of them have quite some venom against each other. It's a bit of a... It's hard to explain. I'm not saying which company has beef with another company or anything. I'm not properly professionally stating that. Now, any company could sort of rise up through the ranks, but here's the thing: at the moment in time, it needs. The smaller companies will look at it as if the bigger company, some of the big companies jumped up and said, "Oh, we are in charge. We're doing this." The little companies are going to be like, "Well, straight away, they're out of business." They're going to be feeling that they're going to go out of business. It's hard to explain how it's going to work or how
it isn't going to work.
Or how it isn't going to work, because in some cases it may very well work. However, all the pieces have not only they've sort of got to all come together, fit right, and also work together right as well.
No, I totally understand where you're coming from. I just think that for the sake of British wrestling, just because sooner or later it will be asset stripped, and then everyone's going to realise, oh fuck, we've missed the opportunity to do something.
And then sort of have to restart again.
Yeah.
Possibly, but that's up to current events and current times, if someone notices it in time.
Because the Juggernaut's waking up.
You think it's waking up, or is it already awake?
It's waking. It's stirring. When Vince McMahon says he wants something doing,
he gets it done. Now,
the Juggernaut is stirring.
Now, here's the thing.
And if he starts taking talents from New Japan, TNA, Ring of Honor, where do Ring of Honor, TNA, New Japan get their talents from?
Straight away. They're going to be checking elsewhere.
The minute WWE asset strips one company, that company will asset strip another company, and then it goes down to the lowest common denominator.
It's a knock-on effect. Agreed. Now, straight away, is that going to cut the smaller companies into obscurity? Yes, probably, or no, depending on if the ones who are lower down are building for the next future. And this is one topic I've actually covered in the past, and I'm quite a fan of myself. Just this idea: if a company starts itself, builds itself up, no matter what, you can have your top stars. One thing you must always be doing. What must you always be doing?
Making your new stars.
Making your new stars. Why?
Because your top stars will eventually move on.
Either your top stars will eventually move on or become outdated. And when that time comes, you want somebody ready to fill that spot. Now, regardless of it, whoever's filling in the training spot's got to be someone who's got plenty of experience, well trained, and make sure it's all safety covered procedures and everything. So straight away there, you want to be professional.
It's a constant circle that always needs new and old people going into different spots.
Yes.
So if someone's had enough of their in-ring career but still want to stay around, if they were a good technician, you can have them as a trainer training your new generation.
Yes.
Your new generation comes up, you always need certain aspects of the old generation to teach the new generation.
Correct.
And the new generation will pick things up that they want to try, and then that'll progress the business forward.
Yes. You've always got to have something progressing forward, building for that next step, that next future.
It's all about having the blocks in place. Like, you can't have blocks 1, 2, 5 and 6 in place, or otherwise 5 and 6 will fall down because there's no 3 and 4 holding them up.
Correct. Or whoever is stepping up them blocks has got a mighty leap to get to the next lot.
Yeah.
Pretty much wing it.
But no.
Which not everyone's going to make it.
So that's an interesting subject. We'll probably come back to it over the next couple of weeks, because I think the next couple of weeks, months, again, going to be interesting. Same thing as we said with Brock Lesnar. There's going to be lots of developments. I think there's going to be a big shake-up in the wrestling industries.
There's going to be.
So I think we'll leave that there. You know where to find us.
You definitely do. You know where to find us all. You definitely do.
Yeah, so you will find us on Facebook. We are The Burning Truth. Yeah. And you can find us on Outlook at TheBurningTruth@outlook.com.
And
on Twitter at Wrestling's Fourth Wall.
Yeah.
Just send us a message and we will answer.
Send us a message, or even if necessary, send us a message through. You can even, in some cases, you even send messages through on our thingy page, our Spreaker page, or on our YouTube page, which we actually have some of these. Anything that we have got broadcasted once finished gets actually a copy of it gets sent over to YouTube. So if anybody wants to go onto YouTube and post any comments on there to ask us anything, you're more than welcome to. Speak your mind. Ask us anything, if there's any questions you want us to cover, anything you want us to talk about, or even if you want to ask us any questions in regards to our personal viewings.
Yeah, so that's fine. So other than that, folks, enjoy your local wrestling shows.
Or check out your local wrestling shows. Be well, be safe, and catch you next time. So, bye for now.